what you want, but I saw it coming. What happened with Can Yaman wasn't a sudden fall. It was a slow, silent transformation that began the moment he stopped seeing his audience as part of his story. That brilliant young man, law graduate, disciplined, multilingual, with a polished image and a rising career. Today, he's better known for provocative gestures than for his performances. What happened to the Can who inspired respect? The one who embodied values, dedication, culture, and physical discipline. Today, we see him walk the red carpet not as a symbol of elegance, but holding a nightclub DJ in his arms, with forced laughter and defiant looks. It wasn't a scene of love. It was a performance for social media, a message to the world. I don't care anymore. But many of us do care. Because Can isn't just anyone. He's an icon for both Turkey and Italy. Someone who, for years, was an example of overcoming adversity. And now, because of a relationship with Sarah Bluma, a controversial figure, known more for suggestive posts and a questionable past than for any real talent, that icon is fading. His behavior at cultural events, where he once stood out for his elegance, now makes people uncomfortable. We all saw it. It hurt. This isn't about judging his private life. It's about understanding the impact. The image he now projects no longer inspires. It repels. And worst of all, some say even his mother has distanced herself. Because this is not the Can who once made young people dream of becoming more. Sarah Bluma might be beautiful, popular online, but she represents the opposite of the traditional values Can once stood for: respect, family, sobriety. And that contradiction, over time, becomes heavy. Not out of moralism, but because there's a responsibility that comes with being a public role model. The man who once blended intelligence, cultural depth, and charisma now seems lost in late-night photos, bold gestures, and public embraces that say more than words ever could. And even if, for him, this is just a passing phase, for his image as an actor, as a professional, as an example, it could be devastating. Can look back at where you started, your mission, your purpose. Passion may fade, but public respect is what makes you eternal. This relationship will pass, but the scars it leaves on your legacy may remain. We still believe in you, because we know who you are behind the show, because there is still time to return to the man who inspired so many. You just have to decide what weighs more, cheap applause or true respect. Sometimes I wonder what really happened to Demet Özdemir, that woman who once shone brightly, who captivated with her smile and clear gaze, seems to have been left behind. I'm not talking about fame or success. She still has those. I'm talking about her soul, that inner light that used to set her apart from everyone else. Today, when I look at her, I see something else, something forced, a mask. Many will say she's simply changed, that she's grown up, that it's a new chapter. But it's not just about evolution. It's about how she has emotionally emptied herself, drifting away from her true self. In every gesture, every public appearance, every personal choice, I sense a disconnect, as if she's trying to prove something to the world, even though deep down, she doesn't believe it herself. And I don't say this out of prejudice, but out of disappointment, because I, like so many others, believed in her authenticity. I admired her strength, her energy, her ability to stay grounded in a world that devours sensitive souls. But then she started making choices that confused even us, her longtime followers. Fleeting relationships, sudden trips, awkward silences, contradictory attitudes. And most of all, that strange bond with Can Yaman, which still feels like an open wound for both. Let's be honest, no matter how hard one tries to erase the past, the traces of that story remain. You can't easily forget such a deep connection, nor pretend it never happened. Yet Demet has chosen to look the other way, to act as if nothing affects her, as if she's above pain, above love. But I don't buy it. Her actions don't reflect freedom, but escape. Many say Can ran away from her, that he avoided her. that he fled to another life. But I think Demet also ran away, only in a different way. She chose silence, calculated indifference, measured appearances. She didn't face the conflict. She didn't speak, didn't explain. She hid behind an armor that, over time, has started to rust. Because the audience isn't blind, and behind every perfect photo, there's a truth screaming to be seen. What's saddest is how, in trying to appear strong, she's ended up projecting coldness. A coldness that many of her former fans no longer understand, that doesn't connect, that doesn't move. And I don't say it with anger or resentment. I say it with sorrow. Because I know that behind this seemingly confident woman, there was once someone vulnerable, passionate, full of light. Where did she go? Some even blame her. They say she ruined everything, that she extinguished Khan, manipulated, destroyed what they had. I wouldn't go that far, because every relationship is a two-way street. But I do believe Demet played a significant role in this breakup. Not just emotional, but spiritual. She couldn't protect what was real, what truly mattered. Or maybe she didn't want to. Now we see her surrounded by new people, new interests, new projects which, yes, are successful, but they don't fulfill. Because professional glory isn't always a sign of personal happiness. And in her eyes, despite the cameras and contracts, I no longer see completeness. I see loneliness. I see distance. I see pride. Maybe, with time, she'll reflect. Maybe one day, she'll look at herself without filters and realize what she lost by trying to maintain an image. Because when you build your life around what others expect, you end up getting lost in the mirror. And I hope it's not too late to recover what she once was. Demet remains a talented actress, a strong figure. But I miss the woman who showed herself without fear. The one who laughed with her heart, not with a script. The one who cried when she needed to. That woman, who now seems asleep, deserves to return. Because only from truth are the stories born that are worth telling. And so far, hers remains unfinished.